All right, buddy. Thank you so much for taking time. Welcome to Grue, and thank you again for coming on. I'm looking forward to it.
Brother Rocco, thank you, man. Glad to be here. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I saw like you live in Philly now. You go to school in Philly. Did were you born and raised in Philly too, or close to it?
So my background ranges a little bit. So I was like the first half of my life, I grew up in a place named Northampton, Pennsylvania, and then I
Okay.
moved to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, which is near Allentown.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're familiar with that. So that's where I'm actually at now. I'm home for the holidays. But then yeah, I'm at Philly most of the time, most of the year, especially now in 2024, I'll be in Philly most of the year. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Nice. Well, it looks like it's a nice house and everything from what
Hmm.
from what I see.
Yeah, nothing beats the family home.
Oh yeah, exactly. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right about that. So, are you looking forward to being home for holidays, Christmas, and being with family and friends? And
Yeah, for sure. It's been a very just busy fall. And to be
Mhm.
able to come back home and just spend time with the family and just unwind a little bit and just reflect. It's always just a good time to get that in because, when you're really getting it going, you don't really have that much time to reflect and kind of check in on your people. So that's kind of the premise of what I've been spending my time over the past week or so since I've well actually stopped my official last assignment of my third college semester
Mm.
was like 2 days ago. So now I'm totally done with the fall college semester, and now I'm kind of just trying to start unwinding my time so that I can have just a good at least a week or two here before I go back to
Okay.
Philly. Just to unwind, reflect, and move on to the next year.
Oh yeah, of course.
Hmm.
So, what do you usually eat for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day? Do you have like a special tradition that you do every year, or?
Um, I mean, to be honest, a lot of it's just like the traditional holiday meals. Maybe some ham here, maybe some mashed potatoes, some mac and cheese. You never know. Um, Yeah, I mean it's kind of just the traditional family meals. My dad can whip up a really good pineapple pie. That's always very
Ooh,
good. Yeah, pineapple
yes.
pie. And then my mom always just, keeps it dialed in with the pumpkin pie. So that's always
Okay.
good. Um yeah, I mean I think it's pretty traditional aside from the pineapple pie, I would say is a touch of my dad's side, I guess. But aside from that, it's
That
mostly just the traditional holiday meals.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm Italian and my family is too. So Christmas Eve we do. I don't know if you ever heard of it. We do the seven fishes, the feast of the seven fishes. It's like
Oh, I
an
never heard of that.
yeah. It's a Italian Christmas Eve thing that a lot of old school Italians do.
Mhm.
And it's basically you just pick seven fish you want to eat and you cook it, and then they the, they make a big bowl of pasta and you eat the pasta with the fish, and of course you have the pie and coffee afterwards. But yeah, it's like an
Of
old
course.
Italian tradition, the feast of the
That
seven
sounds
fishes, Christmas
that
Eve.
sounds pretty sweet. That sounds pretty sweet. Maybe I'll convince my family to do that one year. Even though we're not really Italian, just why not? Get the seven
Right.
fishes
Hey,
whipped up.
hey, you could pick whatever fish too. It doesn't have to
Oh
be
yeah.
salmon, or you could just pick whatever you want as long as it's seven.
Mhm. Switch it up real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, so like with out of out of all the colleges like there are in Philly, like you know, University of Penn and Drexel, like what made you go to Route of Temple?
Um, can you hear my dog?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, my parents' dog is barking crazy in the back. But yeah, no, I chose
No, I can't
Temple.
even hear it.
Okay, good, thank God. Yeah, I chose Temple just 'cause like it was a place and a campus I was around a lot growing up because my older stepsister, she went there and she just graduated recently. And yeah, so I kind of like going past high school, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do because I was
Hmm.
at the time I had just started kind of really getting into like creating videos online and stuff and
Yeah.
like doing social media stuff. And so like I was kind of interested in maybe taking that a step further past high school. But fortunately my parents convinced me like you should really get, some more stuff if you're gonna go this route, like I feel like you should be a bit more cemented in that route. Like I only had you know, like 30 to 40,000 followers on TikTok, which for TikTok that's not a lot. And like to not go to college and kind of just focus on that. Like I didn't really know what I was doing. Is the long story short. Unfortunately, my parents, with their wisdom, convinced me not to do that and to go to college. And doing that so far has definitely paid off. I found my actual purpose.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I found my real purpose, the thing I actually want to pursue. I've met some really great people. I've had some of the best times of my life in college. I've matured a lot. Like a lot's come out of going to college so far, and I feel out of these this first year and a half, and now it'll be these 2 years after this next semester. I feel like I've gotten a lot um out of being there and going to college, whereas I almost ended up not going, but I'm very
wow.
happy I ended up going in the end.
Oh, wow. What is it you're taking up? Like the thing you want to do?
Acting.
Oh, well, that's perfect then. Oh, wait, the volume went off for a second.
Well,
Okay, wait, you just got it back. Wait.
yeah, I'm hold on. My
Okay, you good.
Yeah, I mean I just won't use my so I recently lost my AirPods, and so right now I'm using I have these like old Galaxy buds that are like for the Android, and only one of them works. So that's kind of what I was working with, and I'm not surprised it just disconnected on its own. But um
It's all good, buddy.
yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, I mean this past fall I learned a lot. I was able to not only be in acting classes but have classes that I learned about like directing. And that was like a huge I feel like that was something that not like it was a class that like wasn't by any means required as like an acting
Oh,
take. And so I feel I got really lucky in taking that because I feel like as someone who wants to get into acting in film and television, I feel that was like a game changer to be able to learn to direct and like learn about everything that goes on behind the camera. Because now moving forward into my acting career, like when I am on set and I'm like we're about to go for a take, like I might have a good shot in mind that they could use that they didn't think of. Or like if they're talking about we're going to go for the master or the close up or the medium close up here, like I'll actually know what they're talking about, as opposed to before the class like I had no idea, I didn't even know what a master shot was. So it's like I feel like it's I don't know, I feel it's a game changer to kind of understand what goes on behind the camera a little bit, especially like early on in my acting career, and now I'll be able to learn more as I go on.
oh, wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah, nice, nice. And I was like reading online. I saw you did some plays too, like,
Plays,
and
yeah. No, I mean they were yeah, like theater.
yeah.
Yeah, I did some it was honestly the theater I've done has been um it's like been completely through Temple, and
Oh,
it was
nice.
for a class. It's kind of like the reason that stuff is still on my resume is because I still am early on in my resume, and
Mhm.
as I start to get some more film and television on there and maybe even some commercials, I'll probably eventually take that off, because it was literally like, it was these scenes that I acted in, and it was like my actual first ever experience really acting at all was in those
Wow.
plays. And it was through like a class at Temple that like, it was pretty much, it was through a class where they were directing theater, like they were directing a scene, like a theater scene, and they needed actors, and I acted in that, and I thought I might as well just add it to my resume, because
Oh, yeah,
I don't
of
have
course.
much as of right now. But you know, once I really get that dialed in, I start getting stuff on it, I'll probably eventually take that off. But yeah, I mean, can't beat theater's a great way to really learn acting and to really just absorb yourself in the culture and the world that you're in as a character that you're acting as.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what was it that drew you to want to act and make films?
Um, yeah, I mean, I before so like the early part of my life, a lot of it was actually sports, and like I focused on football for from like had to have been from like 4 or 5 till I was literally 18. Like that was what I was doing, and that was like almost like 80% my life.
Yeah.
Um, and so, well, I say like 4 or 5 to 18, but like when I was like 4 until I was like 11 or 12, I loved making like videos. Like I loved being on camera and like acting like a goofball and making these like skits and stuff, and just being stupid. But I just liked doing it. Like I don't know what it was. I just liked being super silly and making these videos and stuff. And I was doing that since I was a little kid. And then somewhere along the way, I think it was around the time maybe I like went to middle school or something, and I started like getting into other sports, and then just life came, and I just stopped really like, I don't know, I kind of disconnected myself from that part of my life. And then once
Yeah.
I stopped playing football and I had to figure out, because I knew like, you know, I was planning on playing football in college, but then I ultimately chose not
Okay.
to, just because a combination of things. Like I wanted to explore what more that life had to offer. And also I was very burnt out from football. I played at a very um I'll just say it was not a very good football program I played at in high school. It was pretty dreadful, to put it the least. And so by the time my high school football career was over, I was like, I can't do another year of this. So I was like, I'm just ready to move on and see what else life has to offer. I had some other interests I wanted to get into, and um, yeah, so that's when I kind of got into the social media and the content creation stuff. And then I had my first like half of my year at of my freshman year at Temple, and I was like, I was doing this social media and this content stuff, and I was like, I was enjoying it, and like there like I definitely felt like I was getting towards my passion, but I kind of knew like making those videos that I was doing, it just wasn't it. Like it was something was there, but it just wasn't it. And around the time, like, so I discovered acting was potentially my passion, like over my winter break. So pretty much like exactly a year from today, is around the time where I started considering maybe acting was it. Cause like even the
Yeah.
videos I was making on my like TikTok back then around this time, like they started getting towards like an acting type of thing, where like I would make these videos with these like trending sounds, and like you like starting out, a lot of them were like these like sounds, right? But then they
Right.
started venturing towards these ones where it was like scenes or like bits of like a film or a TV show. And before I knew it, like I was almost like in a lot of these videos, I wasn't acting, but in a way, like it was kind of like that. So I don't know. There was a lot of different variables that went in it. I've always known I also just wanted to kind of like be a public figure. I want to have like a personal brand. Like I want to work for something that is me. Like I want to have a
Yeah.
personal brand. I want to work with something where I have some sort of audience. And I just like I knew what I was doing on social media. Like maybe it's a component of that, but I knew it wasn't like I knew if I kept doing that, I wouldn't achieve where I wanted to get. And just everything considered, I just realized like everything I want to get will come from acting, and acting is definitely something that would make sense for me to at least try. And so I took, as a result of all of that, it was a big reflection I had, if you can't tell. Yeah, I just kind of had like this realization. So going into my spring 2023 semester, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try out an acting class. It was like an acting class anybody at Temple could take, like an
Yeah.
elective class just to like fulfill a requirement is what most people took it for. But I was taking it to see if this was my passion. And
Mm.
then I mean, I think not even a month into that class, I kind of realized that there was a good chance this is what I wanted to do. And the more I got into that class, and then like I said, I got involved with those plays. And that
Yeah.
was like my first ever time really acting in like some sort of show a little bit. That was like with all of those things happening and then the classes I was taking and I started doing some research on my own. I just knew it was what I wanted to do. It made sense for me. And then especially with this fall, having like having had the lead role in a comedy film and a drama film, I've worked on some commercial stuff and just the whole process of it and everything, like and the end goal. And it's just like it all makes sense that this is what I want to do. And it was like I feel like a lot of people when they find acting, it's like, oh, when I was 10, I went and saw a play and I was like, this is what I want to do. It was kind of my route of acting is just kind of like I found it from a culmination of the things I was doing, and I was like,
Yeah.
this would make sense. Let me try this out. Before I knew it, like, yeah, that was it. So
Ah, that's awesome. I
sorry
love
for the
that.
long answer, but it's a bit of a complicated one.
Nah, nah, I
Yeah.
love it. Like I love hearing about how everything started for you to wanting to act and write and direct and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but like I saw like you were like you're like I mean you used to do that. I don't know if you still do. Like you were a brand ambassador too. Like you worked for a lot of different things like with Amazon and stuff. I saw you did videos for them where they would send you stuff and you would review the stuff that they send
Yeah.
you and
I'm actually
that
still,
must have been fun.
I'm still doing that now. So
Oh,
I'm so the content creation stuff I was referring to, most of that is like the TikTok, like on my
yeah.
TikTok and stuff. But now like I'm actually I'm a creator and a freelancer. I work on Fiverr is kind of the big one I'm on now. But then I'm also on yeah, I'm on Amazon, and a lot of my Fiverr work is actually through being an Amazon influencer. So
Oh wow.
it's a pretty sweet gig. I'm able to connect both of those because ever since I've connected my Amazon work to my Fiverr work and I like offer services as an Amazon influencer on Fiverr, ever since I started doing that, that's been like easily my best business over there. So yeah, I'm still doing that. It's a really cool thing Amazon's doing with the Amazon influencer program. It's a
Yeah.
pretty sweet thing. Like I from the beginning when I found out about it, I was pretty pumped, and it's definitely been worth the hype getting into it. It's a great thing they have going.
Oh wow. I mean, and that's perfect because everyone orders on that. You know, everyone orders from them, especially now for Christmas and
Oh yeah. I mean 90% of your shopping is gonna be through Amazon, you know. That's just
basically
how it
that's
is.
what I
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Especially when it gets there in 2 days if you're a Prime member. Like no matter what, they've never lied to me about like if they're saying something's getting here on December 15th, it's getting there on December 15th. I don't know how they do it. It's like they have millions of orders to attend to,
I
and
know.
every time it's like they're never late on their deliveries. It's pretty like it's very impressive. I can't lie. I can't lie.
Yeah, like that's where I did all my Christmas shopping
Yeah.
on there. So yeah,
Reliable, man. It's reliable. You know? You know what I mean?
is there anything you reviewed for them? Like any product that you like the most? Like, is there something you like more than others?
So the way it works is like I kind of review. So it's not like it's not a partnership directly between me and Amazon. It's between me and like so like it's kind of like how I approached it is I've most of the videos on my Amazon influencer account have come from me making videos about products at my home that
Oh,
I'm
okay.
reviewing, and then those videos they go on the products page, right? So like I made a video for Sanibel. Sanibel is like a boxing MMA company, and they sell like boxing wraps, boxing gloves, and so that was one of my first videos, was making a review video for Sanibel's hand wraps, right? Like the boxing hand wraps. And so pretty much how that works is my video, I posted it, it published, and then how it works is because I tagged the product on like to my video that I posted on my Amazon storefront, that video goes on the product's page. And so like when you look, like if any random average Joe just looks up Sanibel hand wraps and they click the videos like next to the photos for the product, they'll see my video. And I'm pretty sure how it works is if like a consumer watches at least 30 seconds of my review video and then buys the product, I get a commission. So that's kind of the that's the incentive, I guess, of being an Amazon influencer that I've utilized. There's other ways you can earn as an Amazon influencer. Like you can like advertise products like as like a social media influencer. So like you'll get like a custom Amazon link, and then you'll like if you like make a viral TikTok video and you say, hey guys, click the link in my bio to get this product, and the video goes like viral, gets millions of views, pretty much people can go to the bio, click on your custom link, and then you'll get a commission for every sale there. That's another way to earn. It's a really cool thing. There's like a variety of ways, but the way I utilize it is it's the Amazon influencer on-site commissions. So it's like all of my commissions are pretty much from on-site. So it's like from people going on the site, going on the product site, looking at my video, seeing what I have to say, and then they're like, okay, I want to buy it. And then that's kind of the process, just to explain it, because it is a bit complicated. I mean, I personally had to do a lot of research over the summer when I got into it, because it was a bit confusing. But yeah.
Yeah, because the first time I ever saw you, like one of your videos, and you is that I can't think of the name of it now. It was
Red
a
Beast.
clothing thing. Yes.
Red Beast, yeah.
Yeah. It was the clothing that you like you're laying in bed and your girlfriend's bringing you the
Yeah.
box and
Yeah. Yeah, no, that wasn't through Amazon. That was through it was through it was through like an advertising agency. Creative Abundance is the name of it. Um
Mhm.
yeah, I forget how that came. I think, oh no, they found me through, have you ever heard of Backstage, like the
Oh
acting?
yeah.
Yeah, so they found me through Backstage, and they reached out. They were like, hey, we're looking for actors slash like UGC, user generated content creators, to come on and help us make some videos. And pretty much they had me come down. Fortunately, it was in Philly, so I scootered my way on down there, and yeah, parked the scooter up, made some UGC videos for him, and got on my way.
Ah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I
Yeah,
love that.
it was a cool gig, and it was funny too, because like they never, for some reason, they never sent me the final video, which is fine. Like I didn't really care, but the way I actually found the video was my roommates in college scrolling through their Instagram feed, and they're like, "Wait, is that you, bro? I think you're on my Instagram." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And then now, like, I always see the videos like on my Instagram, and I'm like, "Oh, there I
Yeah.
am again," you know. So it's pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I saw it too. I'm just
Yeah.
scrolling through it, and then I saw your ad,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, I said, this is really cool. I said
Yeah.
he's really good at selling this.
Mhm. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely through a culmination of me like having experience doing that UGC like ad type of video for like social media, because I do it as a freelancer, but then also me getting into acting and like that being my passion and what I'm pursuing. It's a pretty good mix, you know. And maybe my career, maybe I'll be like the next Flow. I'll be like the next Progressive. I'll be what's like the guy from Progressive? What's his
Oh
name?
yeah, yeah. The skinny guy on there.
Yeah,
I forgot his
the
name.
skinny guy with the orange hair. Yeah. I forget what his name is, but maybe I'll take his spot once he's done.
Hey, yeah, like you and Flo could work
Yeah.
something out and work together.
Dynamic duo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you made some short films too, and one of your recent films is a jailbird's ballad,
Mhm.
and I watched the link you gave me, and it was really good. Like you wrote it, you made it, and you hired the guys for the film, the two guys, and it was like really well written and made. Like what inspired you to want to make that film?
Yeah, thank you for all that. I really appreciate it because I really worked hard on that film. Um, yeah, so I didn't write it. It was my roommate Henry Kuntz.
Okay.
He wrote this story and I formed it into a script for film because
Oh, okay.
he's an English major at Temple. And so we actually that was our second collaboration. Our first one, which I'll send you after this, it was more of a comedic skit, and it was actually I'm not sure, have you ever heard of Tim Robinson?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I Think You Should Leave. So it was kind of a inspired by Tim Robinson type of sketch that we collaborated on.
Okay.
It came out really well. That was my directorial debut.
Oh,
Was that
that's
sketch film, that comedy sketch. So this was our second collaboration, A Jailbird's Ballad. And yeah, so it was his story, his idea. He was technically the creator, the birther, the
mhm.
mother of this project, having created the story, and then I formed it into a script. And our collective take on it, right? Because like after, of course, he was the originator, but then after I form the script, edit the script, send
Yeah.
it out, match the characters to the actors that I brought on, and then I storyboard it, do the floor plan, do the overhead, find a
Wow.
location. Like there's so many things that go into it. So like after all of that, like I had a very good understanding of the story, and I started to have my own ideas come about. So um yeah, a lot of it was just about like the things that were unsaid, right? Because
Mhm.
like being like kind of our take on it was like, um, of course, like you don't have to be in prison to express your homosexuality,
Oh,
but
yeah.
at the same time, it's like, um, kind of for the characters in that Oscar and James, it was like, especially for Oscar, the older one who was kind of pushing the pressure between the two.
Yeah.
Um, he was the kind of character analysis and character background on him was kind of like he, he was a man who was kind of like a tough guy in prison. He had been in, he'd been out. And so
Mhm.
it was kind of like prison was the only place where he could kind of express these homosexual feelings, right?
Yeah.
Because he almost felt like, because he's this tough guy who's been in and around prison. It's like he's not gonna express these feelings outside in the real world, and that's kind of like it was kind of the things that are unsaid, and a lot of that was also showcased in the conversation that they had, where James was like, I want to be a singer, but he's kind of just like, no, I don't want to sing. And then the same thing with Oscar, where clearly he has feelings, but it's never really mutual until that final those final two shots, and then it tilts up to the sky. Like it's not until then that you can actually tell they're on the same page. So
Yeah.
that was kind of a very big factor of it. It was a very contextual and subtextual piece. So maybe that's a better word, is subtextual, as opposed to the things that are unsaid. It was a very subtextual piece, but also the things that are unsaid, because prison is a very it can be a bit of a place where you can become a bit more, I guess, yourself, a bit more
Mhm.
true to yourself, because you don't have to worry about the outside world and what this
Yeah.
person might think and whatnot. So I'm also kind of spitballing right now. I'm not sure if I'm hitting it all on the head. Again, this is not my story. Of course, if my writer Henry was here, my writer and roommate and one of my best friends, he'd be able to explain it a bit better than I would. But that's kind of how I took away from it and the vision I had for that piece. Um, so yeah, just a very contextual, subtextual piece. And I tried my best with the shot selection and progression to like really showcase that. I was really proud of the way it came out, especially with like the still shots in the beginning, how they kind of
Mhm.
matched up to the end, where they changed just subtly, but it was subtly yet intentional, I guess.
Yeah.
It was just like it was the first film where like every shot I chose had a meaning behind it, and I hadn't done that with my first two films. So for me to do that, and because this was my final, this was for a class, by the way. This was for my directing class that I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
And so this was like the final one, and I was very proud that I was able to have meaning behind every shot, and just have, the shot selection, how it was and how it progressed, and the story. I was very proud of it, and again, I'm very happy to hear that you liked it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then the recent one you sent me to is one you actually star in,
Mhm.
and psychedelics. And I mean, if anyone don't know what the film's about just based off the title, then you know.
Yeah.
But you star in it. Like, did you direct it as at all, or you just star in it?
Yeah, that was a complete, like, that was completely actor. That was my actor card there completely. There was no,
Okay.
like, that was actually, so that was the first film I acted in after I had some experience in directing. And so with that film,
Hmm.
that was the first time where I had been on a set where I was acting, and I actually was able to work with the director in a way where I understood more of what he was talking about when it came to the shots we were about to shoot for. And I actually gave like a shot idea or two throughout the film that actually ended up making it. I think if you watched it after, where I'm like, we have to repent for our sins, and then it cuts to black, and then
Yeah.
it fades back in, where I'm like the head of the table, like about to like command a cult or something, is what it looks like. Um, that was a shot that I think I suggested, where it's like down the table and I'm like here. Um, and so that was one. I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was one of those. And that's like that's just another reason. Like I'm so grateful to have um I'm so grateful to have ended up taking that directing class and learning the
Okay.
fundamentals of directing, because it's definitely paid off just understanding the fundamentals. I feel like I've learned a lot, and I picked it up super fast directing, and that's definitely something I'll come back to in the future. I don't know how soon, but definitely like ideal time frame with that is like once I've gotten to where I want to in acting, I've had the breakout role, I've gotten where I've wanted to get to, I've made it, and I'm just there like, okay, what's next? I think that's where directing might come, because I picked up directing like I can't even lie, like like my classmates were like kind of, because they're all film students. A lot of them are older than me. Like I think I was like I was like top three youngest in the class with no
Oh
film
wow.
background. My first film class ever was this directing class, and I just went in there, and they were very impressed. And I felt myself picking it up very naturally. Not to toot my own horn, but yeah, yeah. So it's something I know I'm pretty skilled with, and I'm talented at. So I'll come back to it in the future for sure. I mean, maybe late 20s, early 30s, I'll come back to it for sure, I think. But for right now, I'm kind of, especially going into this next year, focusing on acting.
Yeah, well, you were really good in that show. Like I liked that you were very funny,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
it was really good, and it definitely like shows the different sides of when you get high on shrooms,
Uh-huh.
and what
Yeah.
you're thinking, and all that stuff. Like it was very funny. I liked it.
Yeah, thank you. It was very well written, very well composed. I mean, the whole crew just killed it. Like everyone did their job. I mean, so it was 2 days of filming for that, and the second
Mhm.
day we were there from about 5 p.m. to like 4:30 a.m. And so it was a long day. I literally I slept from like 6 to 12 p.m. because I had a 1 p.m. class, and I went in there like, oh my God. And I Yeah, it was long, but at the same time it was an enjoyable process. Shout out to Sam Carr is the name of the writer. And I
Oh,
knew from the beginning when I was, getting into the lines and like really understanding Mike, and who he is as a person. Um, yeah, I mean, I knew from the jump it was gonna be a freaking amazing film. It was just like it was like a roller coaster, the turns that this thing had, and I was like, okay, I'm getting myself into something really, really good here, and that's exactly what it turned out like. So yeah, shout out to him, shout out to Julian. It was a great film, and I'm really proud to have been a part of it. It also helped that my boy Ken, who was the other actor, the guy who wanted to take the shrooms, he also killed it. He had great energy. He's a silly guy overall. He's a freaking comedian. He's awesome. He's awesome. So it was a blessing to be able to work with those people and have it turn out how it did.
Oh yeah, definitely. And when you're not doing films and auditioning and all that fun stuff, what do you like doing during your free time?
Um yeah. So as I mentioned a little bit before, I do have a presence as a freelancer. So I have like multiple streams of freelance. So I'm very active on Fiverr. I've really gotten that going. I make like I make those Amazon videos or like product review videos, and I also do like UGC. And then I still do work a little bit as an influencer.
Oh, okay.
I took a bit of a step back, especially on TikTok, especially as I've gotten into acting and film. It's almost like I passed the torch from my TikTok to like actual acting and film, which is a pretty, I don't know if that's a very good, comparison, TikTok to like film, but you get the memo.
Yeah,
So I've
definitely.
kind of, ever since I really started getting into acting and film, I've taken a bit of step back with TikTok, but who knows, maybe I'll get a bit back into that. But I'm still working with some brands that I actually started working with as a result of my TikTok. Like you were talking about the brand ambassadorships. I
Yep.
still work pretty closely with GLD. It's actually the earrings and chains I'm wearing right now. So shout out to them. Um,
Fine.
and then Quillbot, I haven't worked with them in quite some time now, but I'm sure if I just reach back out, we can get something going. So shout out to GLD and Quillbot as always. I mean I've been working from them from pretty early on, so it's pretty cool to have them by my side early on with kind of what I have going on. It means a lot there. So there's that, and then aside from kind of like my freelance work, um, I really enjoy martial arts like boxing, and I definitely want to get into another martial art, be it jujitsu
Oh,
or just kickboxing or MMA as a whole. I really enjoy the sport of combat sports, and that's definitely something I want to continue getting into as time goes on. Because right now I'm kind of just like a once a week thing where like I actually do like a workout boxing, but I can definitely see myself getting into it more and more, as the months pass by. So there's that. And aside from that, I mean, I'm pretty dialed in with my acting, my freelance, keeping myself in shape. I got probably into the best shape I've ever been in aesthetically, which is what I was going for being an actor. I want to be in good
oh,
aesthetic shape, have a good shape to my body. And so I keep myself in the gym pretty dialed in there. And yeah, aside from that, I just try to have a healthy routine based lifestyle. That's like the way I try to live the best. Like when I'm living a healthy, good, like routine set lifestyle, like that's when I'm my happiest and when things
definitely.
are getting done the most. So I try to live that lifestyle the best I can to be pretty dialed in. But right now, I mean, I'm grinding, so that's pretty much all there really is to it, is working, whether it's acting, film, or freelance, and then keeping myself in shape, keeping
Mhm.
good habits, eating good, sleeping the best that I can. And yeah, that's kind of just where I'm at in life now. But maybe once I get to where I'm at, I can chill out a little bit. But for right now, it's just full foot on the gas, baby.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you get it, Rocco. You get it.
oh yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
man. Come on now.
It's definitely work and the martial arts and going to the gym because you look like you're in great shape. I'm sure you're toned and everything. So
Thank you.
whatever, so
Likewise.
it's working out good.
Yeah. Yeah, likewise, dude.
Thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
I used to do wrestling, like pro wrestling. Like
Oh,
I
that's sick.
wrestled like the minor leagues for like pro
Uh-huh.
wrestling.
Yeah, I
So
saw you had an AEW guy on. That's pretty sick.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Do you
Yeah.
watch it? You watch
Not
wrestling?
not honestly not really. I've never really gotten too much into it, but I mean, I'm sure if I went to like a live in-person show, I would totally dig it, you know. I've just never.
So much fun when you go in person.
Mhm. Yeah, I bet for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I did that for like years. Like I did pro wrestling, wrestled everybody. They even had me wrestle a 6'10" woman.
Oh, okay. Love that. Yeah, that's fun.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Seems like you've been through the ropes
I
there.
stopped. Oh my God, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I wrestled like a lot of the former like the WWE guys, and yeah, it was fun. But then I start getting hurt, you know,
Mhm.
getting kin concussions and getting
Yeah.
injured, and I was like, all right, I says I'm not in the WWE, so I
Yeah.
better step away from it.
It's a pretty risky sport, you know, when you're just slamming onto pretty much what is a wooden,
Yeah,
a wooden platform, you know, jumping off the top rope. I mean, it's you can injure yourself pretty easily doing that. So yeah, I
yeah,
mean, yeah, no, that's pretty sweet though, honestly. Can you do a RKO?
I can, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you should post that on your Instagram. I would totally check that out and give you a like there. I'd love to see it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I have to find someone who's willing to take it though.
Yeah. Good luck there. I don't think anyone wants that.
No, no,
Yeah.
they don't.
Yeah, but if you find a guy, just let me know. I'll definitely tune in. You know what I
Okay, okay, that
mean?
works. Yeah, but like it is it is fun going live. Like AEW actually comes down every every few months. They they do shows at where where you're at
Yeah, they came to the
the
Leah
Leah
Core Center,
course.
I think, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah, and that was so much fun. Oh my God, like I went there early and I met like the guy, like the wrestlers, like,
Uh-huh.
and I was hanging out and talking to them like before they got into the show. Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, that's pretty sick, man.
Oh my God, it is. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
I'll have to go down to a show one time.
yeah, because I mean it's right there. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's
right
literally
where
like
you live.
3 blocks ish where I'm living. So I'll
Oh,
definitely have to
really?
come down to Leah Core to check it out.
Hey, if you go to a show, tell me. I'll go and meet you there, and you
Yeah.
know watch wrestling because I'm sure you're not going to know who some of the guys are, so I'll have to tell
Yeah.
you who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm down for it. So I'll definitely let you know.
Okay, okay. And what about songs? Like, what kind of music are you into?
Um, yeah, so I honestly I listen to a lot of different types of music. I would say primarily I do listen to like the hip hop and rap and type of stuff, but almost every
Mhm.
time I lift, I'm slamming some metal. Every time sometimes when I drive, I'll be listening to some country or some pop-ish music. Um, but I'd say overall I listen to a lot of rap. Recently I've really started listening to the rapper Russ. Big fan of him.
Okay.
Coda the Friend. He's like a top. He's like he might be my favorite artist right now. I mean, I've been really loving his music for like a year straight now. He has a lot of really good things to say. He makes like pop slash rap slash like jazz infused music. He's really great. I went to his concert in October and I actually got up on stage and was rapping alongside him. It was really
Oh
cool.
my God, are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. So yeah, because he's like one of my favorite artists, and I actually was able to like I somehow me and Henry actually, like the writer for my films, we actually went to the concert together and we befriended the security guard at the concert, and he ended up getting us as a VIP guest after the concert. And so I got to go and like dap up Coda the friend and show him some love. Uh I literally like I said what's up to Coda, and then I I was like telling him I'm gonna be like one of the biggest actors in the country in like 5 years. I was like manifesting my whole future to him. I was like, bro, I love you, man. Like this is what I'm gonna do.
love it.
You inspire me so much, bro. And yeah, it was pretty sweet. Yeah, it was a night to remember, you know. So
Oh my god, of course.
yeah, yeah, it was great. Honestly, it was like something out of a movie. Like looking back, like me and Henry still can't believe that all happened how it did, but that's just life, man. Life's good.
Yeah, definitely, man. Wow. And what would be your go-to karaoke song if you were doing it? I mean, you're in college, so I'm sure there's some nights where you just want to do some karaoke.
Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta. Yeah, for Carrie. Well, another artist I forgot to mention is Baby Keem. I'm a big fan of
Oh yeah.
Baby Keem. If you've ever heard of him, Kendrick Lamar's cousin. Yeah, Baby
Yeah.
Keem, big fan of him. Um, yeah, karaoke. I mean, ah man, I don't know if I have a go-to karaoke song. I'd have to look through my Apple Music real quick, but um, yeah, go-to karaoke would definitely be something from either Coda the Friend or Baby Keem. I've been listening to
Nice.
those two guys for a while. I also like Logic a lot. Logic
Okay.
the rapper, big fan of him. And so it'd probably be something from one of those three guys, or I mean Drake. I mean, everyone knows a few Drake songs by heart, so probably from one of those four I could do one from, but probably Baby Keem or Coda the Friend. You'd see me with the most like rapping from the heart, you know, because I love their music so much.
I love
So yeah.
it. So, are you more of a singing in the shower or singing in the car kind of guy?
Um, Probably a bit more in the car. I mean, especially when I'm driving, and especially right now with with me having lost my AirPods, and I'm currently it's like the car is my safe haven right now for like where I can really like get my tunes bumping, because
There
I'm
you
kind
go.
of like working with some pretty jank earbuds right now. So I'd say the car has my number one spot right now, but the shower is always a place to really get dialed in. But well, I mean, when I'm in the shower, sometimes I sing, sometimes I don't, depends how I'm feeling. But in the car, like 9 times out of 10, you'll catch me, either singing my heart out to one of my favorite songs, or sometimes even throw a beat on and I start freestyling. Like I
Nice.
just I let it loose in the car. So yeah.
Oh man, I love it.
Mm.
Nice. And I always ask my guests this because I'm a horror fan. Are there any horror films that you like?
I used to be a big horror movie guy. I would always watch them with like my mom and my sister. But recently I haven't been too into horror movies, if I'm being completely honest. I know I saw your original setup though has a bunch of like horror movie
Yeah.
attire and merchandise. So I definitely believe you there, being a big horror fan. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched a horror movie in a good bit of time. But I did watch some bits and pieces from some horror movies in my directing class. I watched a lot of Alfred Hitchcock stuff through
Yeah.
being in that class. I watched a lot of Psycho clips,
Oh my god.
um, and some other stuff. I'm still a bit of a film noob, and fortunately, the acting school that I'll be going to in 2024, I'm pretty sure a part of the curriculum is literally having to go home and watch movies. And so
Okay.
thank God for that, because I like my friends or my roommates who like aren't involved in film at all, they like have so much more film knowledge than I do. And it's always kind of like depressing because like I'm supposed to be this acting theater film kid, and I know like like I don't know as much as I should when it comes to good films. I know a decent bit of good TV. That's what I've really got. That's what I really got into over the summer, was watching a lot of really good TV. But film wise, like that's where I got to catch up a little bit.
All
So,
right.
mhm.
Well, I mean, you're on break now, so that's a lot of time.
Yeah, I might dedicate some time there. Might have to.
And is there anything coming up next for you? Anything you want to plug? Anything you're going to be in?
Yeah, so right now, yeah, going into 2024, I'm gonna be starting at a new acting school called Playhouse West. And I'll be starting there um in January. And so that's where I'll be at, and I'm going to be kind of learning a new technique of acting. It's one that that I know about, but I haven't actually like learned. I haven't been trained in the technique yet, which is the Meisner technique. So uh I'll be learning Meisner going into 2024 in terms of what I'm learning as an actor. So that'll be pretty sweet. I think it's also more of a film-based acting school, which is a part of the reason I'm there, because as much as I love Temple, it's very, very like theater and stage based.
Yeah,
And as much as like that's great, and like I've learned so much as an actor through learning techniques that work for the stage and through actually acting on the stage, it's just not really what I want end goal wise. And like when I know what I want to get into, when I know what my passion is, it's like I don't really want to waste my time learning about something that doesn't exactly correlate with that. So I'll be at Playhouse West, and that should be pretty sweet. And then I don't have any. I have, well, I do have. I think I have a supporting role in a film for January lined up. It's for a film called Miles and Willow, which will be pretty cool. And then I also, I mean, I'll have to check back in with the writers, but I may have as well a television guest role in something called Situationships. I'll have to check back in and see if we're still doing that, because I haven't heard anything in quite some time, but might have that going on. But then aside from that, yeah, I'm just gonna be grinding, getting my expertise up as an actor. Um, I'll still be at Temple for at least the spring semester. I won't be learning acting. I'll have like 2 business classes and 2 like film classes. So I'll still be improving overall, just gonna keep grinding. And then going past like January, I'm gonna start really looking for some new work. I'll be active on Backstage for sure. Um, I might get dialed in on Actors Access is another one where you can find some work as an actor. So I'll be on those 2 platforms looking for some work, reaching out to casting directors, just getting my name around. Yeah, right now is just the time where I'm grinding. I'm trying to get work, trying to get my name out. Yeah, I got some things lined up, but I don't have work lined up, but I have an idea of how I want like the next 3 or 4 years to go. And right now I'm just kind of taking it week by week and getting things done how I want to. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay. And the last thing I will ask you is, where can fans follow you at?
Yeah, so it's at Peyton Carson, Peyton __ Carson, Carson. That's me on Instagram. I mean, Instagram is the main platform I use. TikTok, I'm on there sometimes. Peyton _Carson, 1 _. Yeah, I'm also Peyton 21 Carson on Snapchat. Definitely gonna get that a bit dialed in. I know there's some creator things going on Snapchat, so I might try to get into that over the near future. But yeah, those are the main 3 you can find me on. And aside from that, just look up my name on Google. You'll find wherever else I'm on. I got a link tree in my Instagram bio, so just go there. You can find wherever else you want to find. But yeah.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you so much for taking time out of your break and
Yeah.
and coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to make it happen, man. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. You're really awesome. Like it was really fun talking to you.
Yeah,
Thank
likewise.
you.
I had a great time here, man. Thank you so much.
Definitely, buddy. And if when AEW comes back in town, I'll tell you.
All right, yeah, sounds good. I'll keep an eye out. For sure.
All right, buddy.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah,
talk to you soon,
definitely.
all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Happy holidays.
Likewise. Have a good break with the family. Celebrate some good Christmas. Hopefully you eat some good food. You know,
Yeah,
like we
the
were talking about
fishes.
the seven fishes. You know, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, man. You too.